Hi guys, welcome. Sheet Geek here. I'm bringing you an individual assignment that I typically assign my students after we've already talked about functions and formulas and we've practiced a little bit together. This is a good one to give them individually. I think the math is pretty understandable for a high school kid. You might have to help a couple kids out here and there, but for the most part, I think mostly they get the math, so that helps them when they're trying to enter their own formulas or functions. If you check out the description at the bottom of it, there's a link to a sheet or a resource that you can pass out to students. It's a Google Sheet, so if you choose File, Make a Copy, you can edit it and make changes as you see necessary, or you can pass it out as is. But I'm going to run through quickly how to do that. I've entered all the data here that you would enter by hand. Um, and so I'll just run through the functions and formulas that you're going to need for this and do a quick formatting. So the adjusted price here in column E, this is going to be equal to the base price, 5,600, plus any accessories that we're going to add, $320 in cell C4, minus any discounts that we're offering. So that gives you your what's called your adjusted price, $5,420. If it suggests an autofill, I'm going to decline that because it's probably going to try to dip down into average, highest, and lowest. But I'm going to take that and I'm going to fill it down for the rest of the vehicles. Sales tax is going to be equal to the adjusted price times 6%. If you live in a state with different sales tax rate, you could certainly change that. I'm in Michigan and we have 6%, so I'm just using 6% for this. The final price is going to be equal to the adjusted price plus the sales tax, and hit enter. And the 36-month payment, we're assuming no interest payments here, so we're going to take that final price and we're going to divide it by 36, and you should get $159.59. And in the assignment, it's got directions on how to do those formulas if the students need help. And it's got check digits for these 3 or 4 to make sure they get the right thing. So all 3 of these are done correctly. They match the check digits. I'm going to fill that down, all 3 of them at the same time. And so there you have your inventory with all of the calculations. For average down here in cell B12, I'm going to do the average function. Average, and it's suggesting B4 through B11, and that's a good suggestion, so I'm just going to hit enter and take that. The highest is going to be the max function, and I'm going to use all of these cells B4 through B11 again. Close my parentheses and hit enter. And the lowest is going to be the min function, min, same range, B4 through B11, close parentheses and hit enter. All 3 of these are correct, so I'm going to highlight all 3, and I'm going to fill that range over for the entire data set. And so now I've got some good summary statistics. We've got the date and the time. I'm going to use now function for both of these. There's a few different ways you can do it, but I'm just going to do equals now. Normally, I've already formatted this, but normally you're going to get the date and the time from now. And if you do, we just want the date for this, so I'm going to just format that as a date. And the same thing down here for time, equals now. And I've already formatted this as time, but if it's not formatted as time and you get the date and the time, you can do the same thing here and choose time to format that as time. So that gives you the current time. And then anytime anything changes here, that should automatically update. Okay? So that takes care of all of the math, all the functions, all of the formulas. There is some formatting in the directions. I say to merge these cells together, center this, and use size 24 font. So we can go up to 24 this way. For the second row, same thing, merge those cells A2 through H2, center them, and this one says size 18 font in the directions. It also says with this one to put a bottom border on, so you can use borders and pick bottom. If you want it to be a little thicker, you can choose the thick version here. These cells A3 through H3, column headers, we're going to center those. We're going to bold those. We're going to use a bottom border for those as well. And if you need text wrapping, you can highlight those and go to Format, Wrapping, Wrap. Between the raw data and the summary data, in row 11, we're going to put a bottom border underneath here. This helps separate the raw data from the summary data. So that's most of your formatting. The directions also say to include conditional formatting for base prices. So I'm going to highlight these base prices, and we're going to do conditional formatting. Format, conditional formatting, and that brings up our conditional format rules. So these cells, we're supposed to make them look expensive if it's greater than or equal to 10,000. And then the directions just say to make them look expensive. So you can do whatever that means to you or to the students. I'll just use maybe a green background and a white font, and then maybe I'll make it bold. Okay, so that's a conditional formatting, and you do see the two that are 10,000 above show up with that format, so I'm done with that. And that pretty much covers it. So this is what the finished version should look like. So if the students have any trouble, feel free to show them the video or walk them through it. But it is a good one to practice with students after they've already learned how to do functions and formulas because, like I said, the math is pretty easy. So hopefully it's something you can use. If you've got any ideas to make it better, please feel free to say so in the comments. If it works out well for you and it's a good resource, I'd love it if you like and subscribe. Help boost the channel up there. But thanks for tuning in. Good luck. Enjoy.